are hostage takings, um, robberies, PD raids, base raids, etc. Anything that involves large firefights or would involve a large police response. No problem. Go for it. Do you want me to start over? I just make a list as I go. Okay, let me know when you want me to start. Okay, so I'm gonna just name shit off the top of my head, so it's not like it's revised, but there needs to be an outlined, written down explanation of the minimum requirement for how many officers there are for certain actions. So, for example, hostage takings or police takings, like police hostages, where you kidnap a police officer from the street, there needs to be a certain amount of officers on the server online patrolling in general in order to do those actions. Bank robberies, base raids, PD raids, jailbreaks, bank robberies, kidnappings, shit that involves large police response, or like rolling around with organized crime. That there needs to be a written down explanation, and there's a cross-reference to every single minimum requirement, so that way it's fair, because our department is really, really new, and we're going through reform right now. All right. We are lacking numbers. A lot of the command staff and supervisors, the ones that are really dedicated to the department, are the only ones patrolling right now. And I mean, it's not a bad thing, but we're not supposed to be the ones doing the job of ordinary officers. And we are going through the process of hiring more recruits. The issue, though, is that because of our new recruits, the influx we're getting, a lot of our officers that are getting on and they're becoming a bit more active are fresh, so they don't have the experience, they don't have the firepower, and they don't have the quick thinking that maybe a senior would have, right? So in the end, we get outnumbered, we get outgunned, and we're typically under-equipped. Aside from the Ford Taurus that we have right now, there is no other good vehicle. All the Chargers are slow as shit, have awful handling, and if you crash in any way, even if you go over a bump that's too big, like if you kind of slide off a tree, you made slight contact with it, your vehicle will become disabled, and if you hit something hard enough, your vehicle will glitch out to where it just does fucking donuts on the spot, so you can't even recover your vehicle to get it back to the station, right? And the server never has enough people, or never actually has passive RPs, so we're just tow truck drivers that are actually doing their jobs, so that V is not an option, right? Go ahead. Yeah, gang stuff. I'm happy that they're getting a reduction in how many people they can have, but people are still rolling around in large numbers. Maybe official gangs and shit. They've become a bit more controlled. I've noticed that the cartel is not as big, and fucking thank God. But we still get people that join with friends, and there's like 4 of them, and they roll together. And they're all in one car, and they start shit, and they start hostage kidnap kids and shit, and they make us respond, and we already got shit in our plate to deal with. It's not simple to just drop what you're doing and go that every single minute. And there's no cooldowns for any large events, at least not that I've noticed any. If there aren't, nobody's enforcing them because people keep the same person over and over. All right, there needs to be cooldowns for a group of people to do kidnappings in general, and there needs to be cooldowns on a certain person that gets kidnapped. So there's this girl on the server right now that is borderline being harassed because she keeps getting she's kidnapping, she's trying to do passive RP and just kind of get her levels up and shit. All right, so she's actually role playing as a civilian, and people that are role playing together keep targeting her, and they keep kidnapping. Hang on, what was her name? I don't know. Her name was something with an E. She probably got off by now because got sick of it. But like, I've dealt with 2 separate kidnappings within a span of maybe 30 minutes, if not less, of the same girl by 2 different groups targeting her essentially now, right? So we need updates in regards to server rules, so it's more fair to the department, because you got to understand not everyone is very active in our department. We don't have a lot of regulars yet, right? We're actively hiring more people, so we get more officers to become more active. It's a process. It takes time. And even if we do have a constant rate of like 7 officers on a server at all time, there's still not enough rules to really regulate large events. Major crimes is a really big issue for us. That needs to be really controlled and regulated. Yeah. What else is there to bring up? There's so much to say, I can't put them in order. Yeah, so it needs to be regulated, rules need to be made. Side, development needs to really consider enforcing rules a lot more strictly, because I've been in countless situations, just today, by the way, not even in overtime, because I don't have enough daylight hours to actually really stay on the server for a long period of time to keep track of everything. But I've gotten to situations where you're dealing with something, people get involved that they're not at all, so they interject into a situation they're not a part of at all, they start shit with us, and then we have to change gears and deal with them while we're dealing with another person, and then at some point somebody pulls a gun and we all get gunned down. And this happens almost every fucking hour, alright? So rules need to be enforced more strictly. Punishments need to become a lot more severe, because people are like, just fucking warn me, and they get it over with, and then they go back maybe about half an hour after the sit is over. I'm back dealing with the same fucking person, and they pull the same shit again. Alright? No problem. You interrupt when you can, because you're only typing, so it's not like you're cutting me off. The point is that consequences need to be feared on the server if you want P to actually be a thing. Otherwise, people join to fucking minge. Alright? There need to be legitimate, reasonable consequences. Not 100% certain. I may have something else in mind to pop up, but I think I covered my biggest concerns, aside from people starting shit that shouldn't be it. But yeah, so I think we're good. I think I've outlined a good chunk of what I had in mind. Something else might pop up, and I'll relay it to you. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate the time, Woods, so thank you very much. Alright, I'm not gonna keep you here any longer than you have to be, so I appreciate you taking the recording and voicing my concerns. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, man. Appreciate it. Alright, I'm good to go if you can return me. Yeah, you too. Good luck with them. Sit.